Hey guys, welcome back to another week of What's Doing with Dylan. This is episode 3. This week we're going to be having a look at a S14 diff brace, which is a product that's going to complement our conversion bushes to run a Z33 diff in an S14 or R33 subframe. This is a really highly requested product from our customers and also something we're really excited about. So let's get stuck in. Firstly, we went ahead and mounted this Z33 diff into an R33 subframe that we had laying around using our conversion bushes. So I then went ahead and grabbed both a Z33 and Z34 diff brace just to have a look and see how they fit as a bit of a starting point. The Z33 was the closest one, but hits on the subframe with this triangle support, while the Z34 sort of doesn't fit at all. It would need to be in an awkward position on the subframe itself. Both the Z33 and 34 diff braces actually mount on the front side of the subframe, the diff side, and this becomes a bit of an issue with the S14 R33 subframe due to the location of the mounting hole that we've chosen, which makes it almost impossible to mount on the front side and get any kind of good structural support there. So as a result of those constraints, we ended up with a design that was very similar to the Z33 design, but mounted on the back of the subframe, and then has this additional support here to alleviate a lot of the bending stresses that come from the diff flexing in the car. It's a super easy install. It uses the 2 bottom right mounts on the OEM diff cover, and then you'll just need to install it to the diff cover, use the tube that's already there for support as a guide for the hole that needs to be drilled into the subframe, and then simply put that final bolt through, and that's it. Here's what we ended up as the final design. This is a 3D printed version, which ended up being very close to the Z33 design. However, it mounts on the back of the subframe and utilizes this extra support piece to alleviate a lot of the stresses that the diff is going to exert on it. Now that we've got that installed, let's go upstairs and I'll show you guys how we went from the initial Z33 design to this finalized design that's going to work in the S14 R33 subframe. So we started off with a design very similar to the Z33 diff brace, which is this one here. However, due to mounting it on the back of the subframe, you can see a really high stress area in the red there. To overcome this, we then moved across to adding a support that the bolt will go through to alleviate those stresses. And then there's just some other smaller iterations to a bigger support, and then a more refined support with a thinner steel just to remove some of the weight and cost. So here shows you quite a good example of why we ended up going to the back of the subframe. Due to this lip here and the space on the inside, it makes it very limited to get any kind of support, and it would have been an extremely weak design to mount on the front of the subframe. Now that we're happy with the design that we've got at the moment, we'll move through to the sampling phase, which will also be followed by some testing, some real world testing. And then after that it can be put into production and you guys will see it on the stall. Thanks for watching another week of What's Doing with Dylan. Received some really good feedback last week, so if you guys have any questions or concerns, send them through and we'll do our best to get back to you.